Okay, students, the class is starting now.
So, good evening, students. Welcome to Zoom class. Today, I will discuss about the chapter first lesson, the diversity of living world. Diversity of living world. Living world. Diversity of living world. The first one about the diversity of the living world. So more number of the species on the Earth's surface. More number of the species on the Earth's surface. More number of the species on the Earth's surface. The diversity of the living world. So more number of the species on the Earth. The Earth is formed some 4.6 billion years ago. Billion years ago. So 4.6 billion years ago. The Earth is the airborne in the planets with mountains. The mountains, and the landforms, mountains and landforms, and the plateau, the glaciers, and the glaciers. The Earth was some 4.6 billion years ago. The Earth old age 4.6 billion years ago. The life knowledge, the supporting with mountains, landforms, plateaus, and glaciers. There exist mysterious and wonders of the Earth. Some of them visible and some of the captures or addictions of the heart. For example, sunlight responds to sunflower. Sunlight responds to sunflower. Sunlight responds to sunflower. Sunlight responds to sunflower. The stimulate the response. Stimulate the responsible. The first one, mysteries and wonders. The sunlight responds to the sunflower. The moves towards the sunlight, any directions, moves towards the sunlight. The responsible, the stimulate responsible, stimulate the responsible. So another one, the Venus flytrap. The Venus flytrap. Venus flytrap. The touch the insects, touch the insects, and close the leaves. Sensible plants, sensible plants, the sensible plants. The touch the insects, and the close of the leaves, and the close of the leaves. For example, Venus flytrap, the carnivorous plants, carnivorous plants. The insectivorous plants, the carnivorous plants, otherwise called the insectivorous plants. So only the nitrogen deficiency, the growth of the plants are nitrogen deficiency. So another one categories the fireflies. So twinning of fireflies on the dark forest, The twinning of fireflies on the dark forest, So twinning of fireflies at the dark forest. Thinking of fireflies at the dark forest. Another one, the lotus leaf. The lotus leaf. The water droplets. The rolling of water droplets on the surface of the leaves. On the surface of the leaf. Water droplets. Rolling. Water rolling of droplets on the surface of the leaves and lotus. Another one, spiderfish. The spiderfish, the sneezing being to the escape from the predators. Escape from the predators. So 8 tentacles, 8 forms, 8 forms, and 2 tentacles, the large eyes, 2 tentacles, 2 tentacles, and 8 arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8 arms. 8 arms. The phylum. Mollusca. The phylum mollusca. The invertebrates. The non-backbone of the fish. The spongy like the fish, the elongated the bodies, the 2 tentacles, the large eyes, the 8 arms, the spike fish, the sneezing the ink, escape from the predators. The environmental biosphere, What is the environmental spheres? The environmental spheres. The first one, atmosphere. The environmental sphere, the atmosphere. First one, the atmosphere. Another one, hydrosphere. hydrosphere, and lithosphere, and then biosphere. And then biosphere. What is the atmosphere? The gases on planets. Gases on planets. Gases on planets. Gases on planets. And hydrospheres, water on planets. Water on planets. And lithosphere, rigid rock surface. Rigid rock surface on the earth. And biospheres, life on existed. Life on existed with the complex species. Life on existed with the complex species called biospheres. What is a biosphere? Including the living and non-living matters. Living and non-living matter. Living and non-living matters. What are the living and non-living matters? Living and non-living matters. Living and non-living matters. First one, atoms. Then molecules or compounds. The compounds are three types: fluids, crystal, and mixture. Fluid, crystal, and mixture. Atoms, the group of molecules or compound, fluid, crystal, and mixtures. So non-living matters. Non-living matters. The molecules, organelles, tissue, and then tissue. What is a tissue? The group of cells called tissue. This is formed the organ system. The group of organ system is called individual organism. Individual organism. The individual organism group of population. The group of population is called community. The group of community is known as group of ecosystem. What is the ecosystem? All plants, animals, and microbes including is called the ecosystem. The component then biosphere. Component biospheres. Those are atoms, molecular and compounds, fluids, crystal, and mixtures are non-living matters. And individual organism and ecosystems are living things. The composed of the unique the earth. So living and non-living matters. Living and non-living matters. The composed of the earth. So do you know the DNA? Do you know the DNA? DNA, deoxyribonucleic acids. Deoxyribonucleic acids. The DNA, the genetic material. DNA is called the genetic material from one generation to the another generation. The essential for the life of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, the phosphorus, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and the phosphorus are the living and non-living, living and non-living, living and non-living. They exist together forming unique planets. They exist together forming, together forming in unique planets, unique planets. Sometimes according to the survey of Mora et al. So 2011, they estimated the species 8.7 millions of species. 8.7 millions of species, Mora et al. So including microbes, plants, animals, and human being included. Microbes, planets, animals, and human being includes 8.7 millions of the species. According to the survey of 2011, the Mora et al. Group. Now the estimates of the scientists 5 to 50 million species, 50 million species occurs in, on the average, the 40 million species, 40 million species identified and classified and explained by the scientists. Another one, the 2.2 millions of species, millions of species in animals, and 0.5% of the species, millions of species, 0.5% of the millions of the species, in plants, 0.5 millions of the species in plants. So moreover, the per year 10 lakhs of insects identified, For example, arthropoda. For example, arthropoda. So more than 10 lakhs of means of 10 lakhs of the insects identified the arthropoda. So more than 10 lakhs insects identified the arthropoda, the insects. So another characters of the attributes of the living organisms are followed by attributes of living organism, attributes of living organism, followed by the characteristics. The first one, growth, movement, nutrition, respiration, movement, growth, movement, nutrition, respiration, metabolism, irritability, and reproductions. The attributes of living organisms: growth, movement, nutrition, respiration, metabolism, irritability, and reproductions. The first one we are going to the growth. What is growth? The growth is an intrinsic property of living organism. Growth, intrinsic, the property of the living organism. All the living organism, that carry out of the mass, increasing of the mass, dry weight grows by the cell division, for unicellular and some multicellular, and multicellular. What is a unicellular? The single cell organism. Single cell organism is called unicellular. What is a multicellular? Many cell organism. Many cell organism is called multicellular. The unicellular like prokaryotes. What is it called? The pro means primary. The karyotes means nucleus. The pro means primary. The karyotes mean nucleus. And then multicellular organism, the mostly eukaryotes. What is it called? Eukaryotes. U means true. The karyotes means nucleus. The true nucleus. The prokaryotes, the cell organs are not found. Cell organs are not found. Cell organs are not found. But the eukaryotic organisms are cell organs are present. Cell organs are present. For example, endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, Golgi bodies, and granules, lysosomes. All of the cells are etc. are only present in the eukaryotes, and prokaryotes only the indefinite of the cell structures, incipient of the nucleus only found in the prokaryotes. The eukaryotes, the cell organs are the present. What are the prokaryotes means unicellular and multicellular. The growing by the cell division. What is the cell division? Cell division takes place the three types. Growing by the cell division. Cell division takes place the three types. Cell division. What are the cell divisions? Cell divisions are the three types. What are the three types? First one, mitosis. And then mitosis. And then meiosis. The mitosis, the lower group of the organisms take place the cell divisions. For example, binary fission. So binary fission takes place in the bacteria. The one cell, the constricted, having a two equal levels, dividing it into the two equal levels. The one cell constricted, the nucleus, the two equal levels. The two equal levels is called the binary fission. Only take place a lower group of the organs. For example, bacteria. The mitosis and meiosis is very essential part of the eukaryotic organism. The mitosis, only the body cells, only the cell division take place the body cells. Only take place the body cells. And the meiosis only take place the reproductive cells. Reproductive cells are gonad cells. The reproductive cells, the whole production of the chromosome number, the off reduction of the parent chromosome. Off reductions of chromosome number is the during the meiosis. For example, 46 chromosome have reductions, 23 chromosome. So 2n condition and n condition. 2n condition, 2n condition, 2n condition and the n condition, the n conditions. The diploid condition, diploid conditions. This only haploid condition. Haploid condition, diploid condition, and then the haploid condition. Diploid condition and then the haploid conditions. The solution takes place the meiosis and meiosis. Mitosis and meiosis. So mitosis only takes place the lower group of the organism. For example, binary division for take place the bacteria cells. One cell, the contribution of the nucleus, the dividing into the equal levels, dividing into the two equal levels is called binary division. And then mitosis only take place the body cells. Mitosis only take place the body cells. The meiosis only take place the reproductive cells. Reproductive cells, the chromosome during the gamete formation. The 46 chromosome, the reduction of the half chromosomes, reduction of the half chromosome. For example, 46 chromosome, reduction of the half chromosome. 46, 23. 46, 2n diploid condition. 23, n the haploid condition. Haploid condition. Under the growth, maybe the two types. What are the two types? Growth will be the two types. Definite, and indefinite. Definite and indefinite. But definite only take place the animals. Definite only take place the animals. The growth by the process of some breed. For example, the repair and healing runout of the tissues. Repair the healing runout of the tissues and the cell divisions. Including the cell division. The growth by the through the lifespans. Through the lifespan of the plants. Growth by the through the lifespans. The indefinite of the growth. Indefinite of the growth. The living things, living organism increasing the protoplasm. Increasing the protoplasm. The increase the protoplasm, the only take place the living cell is called the intrinsic. The growth. Intrinsics of the growth. Another one is extrinsic. The extrinsic. What is the extrinsics? The extrinsics non-living matter. For example, some mountains, boulders, mountains, and boulders, and sand mountains. The extinct, the growth by the small aggregation of the surface of the mountains, outer surface, grows by the outer surface. The form is called the extrinsic. For example, mountains, boulders, and sand mountains. And under cellular types. What are the cellular types? The cell is the basic unit of life, the structural and the functional unit of life. The preparatory of the cells having the two types. Again, we are discussing about the prokaryotes and the eukaryotes. The two types of the cells. Cell is the basic unit of life, the structural and functional, the living organism, structural and functional, and the entity of the living organism. So prokaryotes and then eukaryotes. The pro means again we discussed about pro means primary. Pro means primary. The karyotes means nucleus. Karyotes means nucleus. And the U means true. Karyotes means nucleus. Karyotes means nucleus. Karyotes means nucleus. The first that is the cell organelles are options. Cell organelles are options. Cell organelles. Cell organelles are options. Cell organelles. Cell organelles are opposites. What are the cell organelles? Golgi body, chloroplast, endoplasmic reticulum, and etc. are the absence. And eukaryote is all cell organs of the presence. All cell organs of the presence. All cell organs of the presence. All cell organs. All cell organelles are present in eukaryotes. For example, the prokaryotes, for example, so bacteria, the blue-green algae, blue-green algae. The blue-green algae otherwise called cyanobacteria. Blue-green algae otherwise called cyanobacteria. The blue-green algae otherwise called the cyanobacteria. So the unicellular organism, the bacteria, the amoeba, the two types of cells we are already discussed about. The unicellular, the prokaryotes, okay. The unicellular organism and the multicellular organism. The unicellular organism and the multicellular organism, for example, amoeba. The unicellular organism, for example, amoeba, and the multicellular organism, Udagonium. What is the Udagonium? The filamentous algae. Filamentous algae. The filamentous algae is known as the Udagonium, the multicellular organism. Unicellular organism, for example, the one more amoeba. And multicellular organism, for example, Udagonium. The Udagonium is the filamentous algae. Another one we are discussing about the reproductions. The reproductions, the fundamentals of the biological process, the tendency of the preparatory is the whole species. Preparatory is the whole species. But two types of the reproductions. What is the two types of reproduction? Asexual reproduction, and sexual reproduction. The asexual reproduction without gamete formation, without gamete formation. But a sexual reproduction, so with gametes formation. What is a gamete? The gamete is the sex cells. Gamete is called the sex cells. The sex derivation of the sex is called the sex cells. What are the gametes of the sex cells? Identified also XX, the female, and XY, the male. So identify the chromosomes, and then the sex cells are the sperm, male, and egg or ova, the female. egg or ova is called the gametes. The gamete fused from the gamete is called sexual reproduction. The sexual reproduction is where the variation and the recombination. Variation among the different species, among the individuals of the different species is called variation. Variation and recombination. Recombination. Variation and recombination. Variations among the individuals of the variation, among the individuals of the same species of the differentiation is called the variation. And the recombination is the non-homologous chromosome exchanges. Non-homologous chromosome, non-homologous and homologous chromosome. The exchanges between some of the chromosomes, exchanges between some of the chromosomes, exchanges between some of the chromosomes. Chromosome A, B, C, A, B, C. The types of the chromosomes is called the non-homologous chromosome. Homologous chromosome, the exchanges that the chromosome into the recombination. Recombination results in the variation. Recombination results in the variation. Recombination results in the variation. The reproduction is a very important of the fundamentals in the all living things. There is the asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. The asexual reproduction without gametes formation is called the asexual reproduction. The identicals are similar. These are resulted from the identical and similar are the asexual reproduction. The sexual reproduction with the gametes, the formations, the gametes formations is called the asexual reproduction. And the gamete is called the sexual generation of the sexual XX, the female. The X is identified with male. For example, sperm is male, and egg or ova is a female. The fission of the gamete is called sexual reproduction. The sexual reproduction is a recombination of the variation. Recombination of the variations involve the recombination of the variation. And the asexual reproduction is the asexual reproduction. So various type of the methods. First one, Godia formation. Godia formation. In that case, aspergillus and the penicillium, aspergillus and the penicillium, the spore formations. The spores, the godiospores. The spore formation of the godiospores. The godiospores. The produce the aspergillus and penicillium. The aspergillus and penicillium is one of the mushrooms. The penicillium has like medicinal purpose. The godia, the uninucleate, non-motile form. The godia, the spread out through the earth. The favorable condition generate to the favorable conditions. The new species. To generate the favorable conditions, the godia on the earth surface, formed by the new species. Another one is Botany. What is a budding? The budding only takes place the yeast and the eye chop. Yeast and the eye chop. That is the yeast and the eye chop. And the yeast cell, nucleus, cell one, so nucleus, the outer growth of the bud, nucleus, outer growth of the bud, the nucleus, outer growth of the bud, nucleus, outer growth of the buds, outer growth of the daughter buds. So detached from the parent plants, detached from the parent plants, detached from the parent plant, detached from the parent plants. Formed by the young ones, formed by the new forms, new species. Young ones are new species, formed by the new species, daughter cells. Daughter cells. And then lights are categories, mouth, young buds, young buds are growing on the surface of the parent parts, The hydra detached to the parent parts, detached to the parent parts, detached to the parent. So daughter parts. Right, so attached to the parent species, can able to the new species, which are the can able to the new species. Another one is the fragmentation. So fragmentation, what is the fragmentation? Only take place the spirogyra. The spirogyra is also called water silk. Spirogyra is also called water silk. The spirogyra, the body, the fragmented, the small pieces, each pieces develop into the new organism. This type of the fragmentation. The fragmentation spirogyra is algae. Spirogyra is called algae. The septate, the chloroplast, ribbon-like section of the chloroplast. The ribbon-like section of the chloroplast. Inside the nucleus. The body like this, the fragmented small pieces. The body like this, fragment of the small pieces. Body like the fragment of the small pieces. Body like the fragment of the small pieces. Body like the fragment of the small pieces. Each species develop into the new organism. Cell wall and the septa. Cell wall and the septa. The spirogyra, the fragmentation will take place. The water cycle is called water cycle. The plant body, the breakdown into the small pieces. Any species develop into the new species. It's called the fragmentation. Another one is a regeneration of the plant area. Regeneration of the plant area. Another one is a regeneration of the plant area. Regeneration of the plant area. Regeneration of plant area. Regeneration of plant area and the mosses. Plant area and the mosses. Regeneration of plant area and the mosses. Regeneration of the plant area and the mosses. The regeneration of the plant area and the mosses. The plant area is the liver flow. Plant area is the liver flow. The plant area body. Any species break into whole bodies, break into the whole bodies, break into the whole bodies, break into the whole bodies. The planaria, any body species, any body species, any body species, any body species develop into the new organism, develop into the new organism, new organism, new organism, new organism, develop into the new organism. The planaria, the body, any pieces, so develop into the new organism, develop into the new organisms. It's called regeneration. It's called regeneration or the mosses. The mosses, the bryophyte plants. Bryophytes, plants, mosses, the bryophytes plants. Then another one is except the sexual reproductions. For example, mules is sterile. It's a mules. The male donkey and the female horse, the combined together the result of the mules. The mules, the Tamil name Koveri Kaldai, the sterile condition. Another one is a worker bees. Workers bees. Bees also called the sterile conditions. Another one is infertile human couple. Infertile human couple. The sterile condition. The sterile conditions. The except of the reproductions. For example, mules the sterile condition, and workers be the sterile conditions, and infertile the human couples are sterile conditions. And then the response to the stimuli, and then response to stimuli. And then response to stimuli. Response to stimuli. The response to stimuli, the sense that organism from the environmental conditions, the body is called consciousness. The consciousness. The senses of the environmental conditions, or the senses of the environmental conditions. For example, so bending towards the sunlight, move to the sunlight, bending towards the move to the sunlight, bending towards the move to the sunlight, bending towards the move to the, so bending towards the move to the sunlight, bending towards the move to the sunlight. The response stimuli. Another one example of touch me not plant, Mimosa pitica, total spring is a touch the plant and close the leaf. The sense the leaves, for example, the stimulus response. Touch me not plant. Touch me not plant. For example, touch me not plant. Another one is the homeostasis. What is the homeostasis? The homeostasis is the regular self self-regulation. Generally, the self-regulation in the steady state case of the external environment, steady state for the external environment, the change the environment is called homostasis. Homostasis. And then, so metabolism. Metabolism. What is the metabolism? The metabolism together the anabolism and catabolism. Anabolism and catabolism. Anabolism and catabolism. What is anabolism? The process of building organism. Process of building organism. Process of building process of building organism. Process of buildings. The process of building organism. The catabolism are the breakdown of organism. Breakdown of organism. Breakdown of the organisms or substances. Or substances. The anabolism is a process of building substances. The catabolism is the breakdown of the substances. So, anabolism, the simple molecules aggregated with the large molecules. Simple molecule aggregated the large molecules. Aggregated the large molecule. Aggregated the large molecules. The large molecules break down into the simple molecules. So simple molecules, aggregation of the large molecules. The large molecules break down of the simple molecules. For example, the synthesis of protein in amino acids. Synthesis of protein in amino acids, for example. And example, glucose breakdown of carbon dioxide and carbon dioxide and water. So metabolism schedule the cell, all the metabolic activities, all the chemical reactions, the cell support all the chemical reaction, reaction. The relations of the metabolism, the process of building substances, the breakdown of the organism of the substances, the simple molecules aggregate the large molecules, the breakdown of the large molecules breakdown of into the simple molecules. For example, the synthesis of protein in amino acids. And example, the glucose breakdown, carbon dioxide and water. The anabolism energy stored, form of energy stored, and the catabolism releases and used. So anybody doubts? Student? So thank you for the next class. For cooperation, thank you for all.
Okay, students, thanks for participating in botany class. Next, zoology class is starting. Chapter 1. Kindly stay in Zoom. Zoology, 11th zoology, first chapter, living world.
Hello students, I'm Sopmar, Zoology faculty from Botany School, Botany. First of all, welcome to my Zoom class. Today we are going to start 11th Biozoology textbook. 11th Biozoology textbook. The chapter number 1, the living world. Chapter number 1, the living world. Right. What is living world? The living, I mean, the earth otherwise called which is living world. Earth otherwise called which is living world. Why the earth is called which is the living world means the earth surface we are divided 4 quarters. I mean 4 quarters. One is the atmosphere, second one is hydrosphere, second one is hydrosphere, third one is lithosphere, and fourth one is biosphere. So the living world, which means the earth otherwise constitutes living world because several number of biological species are living in the world. From the earth, okay, the earth divided 4 parts. One is the atmosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere, and biosphere. In each part, it has living species. From the atmosphere, presence of many number of microbes. From the hydrosphere, presence of many number of microbes, aquatic plants and aquatic animals are living there. Lithosphere, here also, okay, one of the parts of the surface of the earth surface present many number of life forms. So it is one of the part of which is biosphere, I mean earth surface. The biosphere, which means from these 4 parts, biosphere, from the 4 parts, what are the living organisms are there? And the 4 parts, from this area, present large number of living species. Okay, so varieties of living organisms are different types of life forms are living in the earth. That is short form we are called, it is called which is biosphere. Biosphere, it is present which contain plant and animals. Many number of plant and animals, it is including several of microbes also. So the living world, which means the living organism in the earth, that is called the living world. Understand? So from the living organisms, they are compared to one to others in various life forms. The various life forms are, it is coexistent. I mean, all living forms are coexist with each others. I mean, one organism life cycle depends on the another living organism. So that is the meaning, which is all living forms coexist with each others. One living organism life cycle is depend on the another living thing. It is coincide the life cycles. I mean, plant life cycle depend on the other animal population, other excrete product in many sources. As it is, animal life cycles also totally depend on the which is plant production and plant body parts. So all living forms are coexist with each others. Okay, so one organism are depend on the another living organism. Okay, right. From the earth surface, I mean the earth otherwise called biosphere. There are about 8.7 millions of species. 8.7 millions of species living in the world. Approximately we are find out. Okay, around 8.7 million species. Okay, we are find out. The study report given 86% of land organism. The study report, they are given the report, 86% of species land. Remaining species are living in aquatic medium. So you read of the topic. Okay, from the earth surface, 8.7 million of organisms have been estimated to be exist on the earth. I mean, 8.7 million of living organisms approximately present in the world with the earth. Among the 8.7 million species, 86% of species we are wild out. And okay, discover the species, describe the characteristics, and we are already classified. Remaining species are, which is the remaining species are living in the ocean water or sea water. Remaining species are living in the sea water. But from the sea water are ocean species, ocean aquatic species, 91% of species we are not find out, which is 91% of those species are yet to be not identified. Okay, so 86% species only we are find out and describe the characteristics and we are the classified the topics. I mean classified as categories. Okay, that is the living species details. See that how we are going to report categories means describe the characters. Discover the characteristics and list out the characteristics. Describe it. Describe it and a catalog. Have the characteristics. Right. Many species are living in the world. Mammals, avians, reptiles, arthropods, mollusks. Many species are living in the world. From the species and from the animal kingdoms, the human is at the topmost position of the living species. The human beings are the topmost position in the hierarchy classifications according to the evolution. According to evolution, topmost to most position, which means we are the superior people. Because of we are the administrative world. You are administering all the living in our lifetimes. So we are human beings are the topmost position in the hierarchy classifications. According to this evolution process, right? You have to depend on this, which is human beings. Human beings are the topmost position in the hierarchy classifications from the animal categories. But human beings are they depend on the plant and the animals. Our food requirements, human being food requirements mostly depend on the plant production and the animal production. Part of plant body, part of animal bodies only. You are dependent on this food resources. Animals are also used for source of human requirements. Many animals are, and the plants are, they are used for which is food requirements. One part we are used for food requirements, another part we are used our sources, which is labor part, labor purpose. They are used for farming work, farm work. For example, agriculture, which is agriculture, and the other dairy cultures, apiculture, many economically important animals they are going to use for basic economic improvement, food requirement. Some of the animals we are going to the for as a pet animals, many purpose we are already use the animal and plant production also. Understand? Okay, right? We want to know the animal populations and the plant population. We should understand the animal characters, unique characters. What are the unique characters of animals and plants? Especially we are taking only animals here. Habitat. The animal's habitat we should understand. Second one is behavior. Behavior is also we should understand. Next is the evolutionary relationship, which is evolutionary relationship. The evolutionary relationship is also very important because of that one you can guide animals and can improve the populations. So, if you want to understand the animal characters, the unique characters also we should assess. What are the characters we are assessed from the animal population? One is the habitat, behavior, and the populations. Right. What are the characters deal with it? Okay, improve this animal populations. But animal populations are used for human applications. Human applications. Which means the first one is diversity of living worlds. It is the number of factors. Need for classifications, types of classifications, and taxonomical hierarchies, nomenclatures, and tools for studying in taxonomy. Okay, the animal populations. Animal populations utilized by human beings. So, how you can utilize the population human applications means we should understand or assess the factors that are diversity in the living world, need for classifications and types of classifications, taxonomic hierarchies, and nomenclature. So all are it is a tool for study of animal classifications. So classification means find out the animal, describe the characters, and they are very classified. After that, what are the animals are useful? What are the animals are more harmful characters? Some other beneficial animals are it is involved in human applications and animal applications. And other beneficial organisms are harmful organisms are it is produce human disease and animal disease. So they are prevent from the infections. And other beneficial animals are they are used for just or life cycles. So we should understand the animal behaviors and the relationship and other characters classification. Everything should understand. Then when you can go with animal populations. Right. Diversity in the living world. What is diversity? Listen. Diversity in the living world. Right. Diversity in the living world. The actors humans habitat with wide range of living organisms inhabiting them. I mean, the earth surface are adapted many life forms. All the life forms are not even. They are compared one to other. It's different. That is which is diversity in the living world. Diversity which means varieties of species. Variety of living species. The variety of living species, otherwise called that is which is diversity. I mean, diversity in the living means varieties of life forms are living in the earth. That is the meaning the earth has numerous habitat with a wide range of living organisms inhabiting them. The plant and animals are present almost in all the places from the earth surface. Many number of plants and animals they are adapting different climates. Different types of animals, different types of plants are adapting different climate according to geographic areas. Okay, earth surface not even. Some places are designed desert, some places are designed grassland, some places are ocean, some places are river water, lake water, pond water. So various geographic structures on the earth surface. So wherever the animals are that is called habitat. Some animals are only living in terrestrial places. That is called terrestrial organism. Some animal or organisms are living in the aquatic medium. That is called aquatic organism. Between the aquatic organisms, various climate, ocean water, sea water, river water, lake water, pond waters. Land surface also not even. I mean, terrestrial also not even. Land surface, some places are deserts, some places are climate place, some places are grassland. Okay, some places are subtropical zone, some places are tropical zones. So it is dependent which is climate conditions and various climate conditions, situations present in the earth. So all the organisms are not even, all the geographical situations are not even. Compared one to others, it is different. So that is a very diversity in the world. Plant and animals are present almost all the place on the earth surface. For example, we are taking which is from the polar regions, which is from the polar regions to magma aspects, polar ice caps to volcanic eruptions, volcanic hot spring. Okay, hot spring. Some other animals are adapt. Not only animals, plants also. Shallow lagoons. Shallow lagoons to deep ocean regions. Deepest ocean regions. I mean, some organisms are adapting polar ice caps regions. Some organisms are adapting the volcanic hotspot spring areas. Some animals are adapting shallow lagoons, places are adapted. Some animals are adapting deepest ocean water. Deepest ocean water. For example, fishes. It is a shark fish. Another blue whales. Some other organisms are living in this deepest part, which is ocean water. And the other one, volcanic spring, which means meteorogens. Some other bacteria, which is some other bacteria and other microbes are it is living in, which is volcanic hotspot spring areas. Polar means major ice rocks. Antarctica, from the ice layer content, some of the major ice rocks areas are occupied by, which is polar animals. They are adapting to particular climate. Understand? Other subspecies are tropical rainforest to dry and desert forest, which is tropical forest to tropical forest, which is tropical forest means high temperature. What is high temperature? That is called tropical forest. From the tropical forest to which is dry desert. Dry means without water or rare water places. Dry and they are rain forest. The rain forest also occupied by some other animals. And Perchi desert, completely dry places. So animals are adapting different climate from the earth's surface. Some of the animals are from the polar ice caps to volcanic hot spring areas. From between the climate, some animals are adapted here. Some animals are adapted shallow lagoons to deepest ocean water from this climate. Some of the animals are adapted. Okay, tropical rainforest to dry forest or Perchi forest. Dry means very rare water. Some other places are Perchi desert means the water is totally dry. Wherever you go, we can only visit which is sand soil, or this which is Perchi desert places. So there are also living some other organisms. Right. The varieties of species that have been adapted successfully living in devices, that is called ecosystem. The organism living in a particular climate, the climate structure that is called which is ecosystem. What is ecosystem? Ecosystem means that is a particular climate. That is called which is ecosystem. So, what is the meaning of ecosystem? The restricted boundary. What is restricted boundary? The presence of which is two factors. One is the biotic factors, and second one is abiotic factors. The two components are two object are adapted. The restricted boundary that is called ecosystem. So ecosystem including two factors. One is abiotic factors. Abiotic factors. Second one is biotic factors. Biotic factors. Because topic listen. Abiotic factors means non-living organism. Non-living organisms, otherwise called which is abiotic factors. Another one is biotic factors, means which is living organism. What is living organism? The living organism, it is otherwise called biotic factors. It is otherwise called biotic factors. So ecosystem including two communities, I mean two objects. One is the abiotic factors, second one is biotic factors. What are the factors are called abiotic? Which means the first one is soil. Another one is water. Third one is air. And the fourth one is temperature. Temperature, humidities, okay, mineral content, so many factors, that is which is biotic factors. Another one is, abiotic factors. Another topic is biotic factors, which means plant, which is plant, animals, which is animals, including microbes also, So this component, that is which is biotic factors. So ecosystem is, it is including two factors. One is the biotic factors, second one is abiotic factors. So the ecosystem definition, it was given by a good scientist A.G. Tansey in 1935. He was given our definitions: ecosystem community of biotic factors and abiotic factors between the interrelationship, which is abiotic factor, another one is biotic factors. Between the factors, we have an interrelationship. One more important topic, important points. Listen here. See, biotic factors, it is origin from abiotic factors. Biotic factors are origin from abiotic factors, which is plant, animals, and other microbes are, it is evolved from non-living organism and abiotic factors. Understand? So the biotic factors, which means plant and animals required source are present in which is abiotic factors, which is, for example, we are taking which is a plant. The plant, it is doing respiration. The plant, they are doing respiration. Okay, they will take two gases. One is the oxygen and carbon dioxide. It is one of the part of abiotic factors. So the biotic factors, plant life cycle, totally depend on the abiotic factors. Animals also, which is, it is also doing which is respiration. For the respiration, it is also taking same two gases. One is the carbon dioxide and the oxygen. They are also taking from abiotic components. Understand? So between the two factors, interrelationships are there. Okay, without water, understand, without water, plant and animals are cannot living in the world because of the animal life cycles and the plant life cycles. Everything totally depend on the abiotic factors. Okay, that definition, it was given by A.G. Tansey, which is the definition. Definition of ecosystem, it was given by the important scientist A.G. Tansey. The A.G. Tansey, he was given with this definition of ecosystem. So ecosystem, which means it is including two components, two communities, which is biotic factors, abiotic factors. What is abiotic factors? So between the biotic factors and the abiotic factors, the interrelationship are there. And the interrelationship of animals and plants and other non-living things are the restricted boundaries, presence of restricted boundaries. That restricted boundaries structure that is which is ecosystem. Which is ecosystem. Next one is many number of ecosystems are there. That ecosystem composed that is called environment. What is the meaning of environment? The different types of ecosystem composed, the complex structure that is called environment. Right. From the ecosystem, the restricted boundaries are there. From the restricted boundaries, the presence of varieties of plant and animals are there. From the unicellular plant to multicellular plant. From the unicellular animals to multicellular animals, present a particular restricted boundary. So that more population, which is uncounted number of populations are living there, that is called biodiversity. The biodiversity, otherwise called biological diversity. Right? What is biological diversity? So biological diversity or biodiversity, which means the varieties of living organisms living in the world, that is called which is biodiversity. Listen, What is the meaning of biodiversity? Once you repeat on the topic. Biodiversity, it is otherwise called biological diversity. Biological diversity. Right. Biodiversity or biological diversity means different types of life forms and different types of plants that are taking the unicellular plant to multicellular plant. As these animals also unicellular animals to multicellular animals, the various life forms that the complex structure, which means a group of organisms, that is called biodiversity. Biodiversity, we can another name is biological diversity. The presence of large number of species in a particular ecosystem, that is called biological diversity, and the short form name is biodiversity. The biodiversity, the term was given by which is water ocean, which is the varieties of life forms or different types of living organisms living in a particular boundary. The complex life form structure, the scientific word that is called biological diversity or biodiversity. It was given by water ocean. In 1985, the water ocean, it was given a term which is biodiversity or biological diversity. Next one is the biological diversity. The term often they are used by which is defined by E.H. Wilson. The same word, biological diversity, the term was defined by E. Wilson. Wilson is one of the ecological scientists. He was given the definition which is biodiversity. So biodiversity means varieties of life forms. Next one is the characteristics of living organism. What are the characters present in the life forms? What are the characters are present in the life forms? Because the living beings have some special characters. Throughout the characters, the non-living totally differentiate from the living organism. Non-living means the living organisms. It is a differentiate from the non-living organisms because of some other characters present in the life forms, some other characters absent from the non-living organism. What are the characters? We are going to list out. Listen. Right. Living organisms show the varieties of unique characters differ from the non-living organism. The key characters of living organism, the first one is cellular organization. What is cellular organizations? Living things are, okay, the body structure is constructed by cell. What is cell? Key characters of living organism. Key characters are living organism. What are the characters may present? We can accept that is the living. What are the characters may absent? That is the non-living. Which means the first one is cellular organization. Cellular organization. Second one is nutrition. That may be living beings. They should take nutrients. They must feed which is nutrients. And third one is they must do a respiration. They must do a respiration. And the fourth one is they must which is make a metabolic process. Metabolism. And the fifth one is all the living things are they must grow. Externally or internally, they must make a growing process. Another one is the response to stimuli. response to stimuli. Response to stimuli. Next one is movement. Movement also very important for which is living organism, because of non-living things that cannot move from one place to another places. The next one is the reproduction. Reproduction is the key point of living organism. Next, excretion. Excretion also important key points of living organisms. Next, adaptation. Adaptation also key points of living organisms. Another one is homeostasis. Right? Homeostasis. See, this is the key points of which is living organism. The key characters are living organism. What are the characters? One is the cellular organization. Cellular organization, which means each living organism, the body structure, the body structure, the physical structures may consist of the cells. That cells are very similar or differ. Next one is nutrition. Each living organism should feed nutrient because of the need energy. Which is they need energy. That energy is taken through the nutrient. Next, respiration, which is respirations. And each living organism, they must do respiration. The respirations are different from the plant and the animals. Animals are doing aerobic respiration, plants are doing anaerobic respiration. Next one is metabolism. What is the meaning of metabolism? Metabolism, which means it's including two topics, two concepts. One is anabolism, which is anabolism and catabolism. Right? Anabolism. Another one is catabolism. Second one is catabolism. Right. What is the meaning of anabolism? Anabolism means formation of energy molecules. The largest molecules may break down to smallest particle. That is which is anabolism. Formation of energy molecule, that is called anabolism. And energy molecules may break down into another part is called energy, another part is produce waste material. And that process is which is catabolism. So anabolism is the carbohydrate C6H12O6. C2H1, that is a carbohydrate. The carbohydrate may convert into breakdown by the chemical reaction, which convert into glucose. Understand this even. Not only this, protein also. The proteins are broken into amino acids. Lipids also may break into glycerol and lactic acid. That is simplest energy form molecules. So that even which is anabolism. Second one is catabolism, which means the energy molecules break down, they are provide energy. After that, they are produced waste material. For example, they are taking glucose. They are taking glucose. The glucose are involved in the chemical reaction. It is react with oxygen. It is provide ATP. ATP means adenosine triphosphate. It is energy molecules. ATP is the energy molecules. ATP means adenosine triphosphate molecules. It is provided by throughout the catabolism. And is that the glucose are provide ATP. After that, it is produced carbon dioxide plus wastewater. See, this is waste material forming process. That even then is catabolism. So, metabolism including two chemical reactions. One is the anabolism, second one is catabolism. The two events are included. That is called the metabolic process. So, all the living things should maintain which is metabolic process. Second one is growth. Living organisms also they are going to make a growth process, and non-living organisms also they are making which is growing process. So living things are it is internally they are going to grow, and the non-living things are externally they are going to grow. That okay, the growth process only it is the presence of the two factors. Biotic factor also they are going to grow, but it's externally. For example, they are taking which is heels, higher heels are they are going to actually grow. Next one is and living things are they are also going to grow. It is internal. For example, the plant body structure, animal body structure, it is they are going to grow. Internally, the size also may be increased. That is also one of the growth flowing process. It's a part of key characters of living organism. Next one is response to stimuli. Response to stimuli. Only the living beings also only can respond from the external stimuli. It will be activates. That is which is response to stimuli. Next one is movement, which is movement. The movement is very important key points of which is living organism. The movement may be chemical reactions or the locomotions. In the entire body structure, they are going to move or migrate from one place to another places. They are also just movement. According to the movement event, living organisms also they are divided two parts. One is the plant, another one is animals. What are the organisms? They are going to migrate from the one place to other places. That is called animals. Some organisms cannot move from the one place to another places. That is called plant. The living organisms, according to the movement, they are divided two parts. One is the plant and the animals. Place to place migrating organisms are called which is animals, and place to place cannot move the organism. That is called a plant. So it's a key point of living organism. Next one is reproductions, which is reproductions. The reproduction, it is a key point of which is living organism. All the living things are they must do reproduce. They are produce one in one because of not only the generations, it can prolong periods living in the earth. So that is called which is reproduction. Reproduction, it is a real biological process. Each living organisms they must do reproduce. Throughout the reproduction, it should produce in one. Not even reproductions. Reproductions are two categories because of organism, plant and animals, unicellular and multicellular, not in living. So it is mainly two types of reproduction. One is the asexual reproductions. One is the asexual reproductions. Another one is sexual reproduction. Next one is excretion. What is excretion? What are the animals are make a nutrition and a respiration. That a two event. Throughout the two event, it is produce the waste material from the animal body cells, from the plant body cells. Understand? It which is waste materials are there. That the waste material they must eliminate from the organism body to outside. It is eliminate the nitrogenous material, the waste material present in the animal bodies and the plant bodies. That the waste material name is nitrogenous wastes. Nitrogenous wastes. So nitrogenous waste eliminating process name is excretion. Understand? Another one is adaptation. What is adaptation? See, adaptation means the animals where it is living prolonged periods, that is called the adaptation. Good behaviors, climate conditions, and other protections, depend on the protections, everything based in which animals are living in a particular climate or the animal where living in a prolonged periods, that condition that is called adaptation. Next one is homeostasis. What is homeostasis? For example, we are taking body temperature, human body content iron content, and so many factors constantly maintained by the organisms. That is which is homeostasis. Body pH value, temperature, everything maintained constantly. The climate may be changed, but the body temperature should not change. You should maintain constant value. That is which is homeostasis. So, cellular organization, nutrition, respiration, metabolism, growth, response to stimuli, movement, reproduction, excretion, adaptation, and homeostasis. These key characters not present in abiotic factors. Abiotic factors means non-living organisms. So from the non-living organisms, nearly the 10 points or 10 key characters are absent. The 10 key characters present in the living organism. So throughout the characters, the non-living organisms are totally differentiated from the living organism. Next, numerous scientists are the taxonomists are have made tremendous, which means very deep observations and inventions, conclusions after that find out that the event, which is what are the difference between the living and the non-living organism. The 2 minutes before I told you which is ecosystem. The term was given by Walter Rosen, right? Sorry, translating, and the biodiversity terms are given by which is water erosions. They are also ecological scientists. They are given deepest contributions. They are find out the information, which is what are the key purpose of which is living organism. That even thought numerous scientists and mechanics have been made and numerous understand inventions and contributions. There are documentations and observations and the study of it. Even minute characters also they are find out from the living organism. From the I already told you from the microorganism too. From the microorganisms to through the macroorganism. Macroorganisms. Macroorganisms means the largest life forms. That is called macroorganism. So microorganisms to macroorganism. Another term we can use unicellular to multicellular, like a plant or animals. Understand? In a minute characters also, very simplest terms also assessed by the scientists. After that, they are going to find out and given the statement, the living organisms totally differ from the non-living organism. There are key observations have led to classification of living organisms and study the interrelationship, which is the key means deepest observation and frequently they are taken more interest. The keen and observations have led to classification of living organisms and the study of their interrelations between the one living organism to another living organisms that will assess. Already assessed. Second one is abiotic factors and biotic factors. Between the interrelationship, the scientists are fine. Next is need for classifications. Because of the living things are various because of all the living things are not even structure and even function. Understand? So the organism, a plant and animal body structure, detailly we are going to study, we need classification. We need classifications. Then only we can find out in a particular animal specific characters. Need for classifications. What are the requirements? What are the requirements for and need for classifications? We come across many places where things are arranged in a specific categories. We are going to travel in city sites. We are across the many supermarkets and many stationaries and many factories we are going to visit. So we come across the many places where things are arranged in specific categories. In a supermarket, we should take that example because of there only each things are the human requirements, human and other animals requirements, materials also the category wise they are arranged throughout the cells. Throughout the cells from the supermarket was arranged throughout the columns and the groceries, the cosmetics, toys and the stationaries, snacks and the utensil materials are arranged there. Why they are going to arrange these categories? It means it is not arranged if you chance. Not arrange the materials and not well organize the materials. The customers and the vendors they are going to difficult to sell the materials. A lot of time waste, which is a lot of time waste, and we cannot easily find out the materials. If you chance, they are going to enter the supermarket. They should purchase anything specific materials, items or cosmetic, toys, stationery items, whatever we recommend, specific material we need. Without arrangement, you cannot easily find the materials and purchase. It's more difficult. Otherwise, perfectly arrange the materials throughout the columns, from the cells, we can easily find out, we can easily purchase. Right? So throughout the event, we can save our time and avoid the difficulties. Right? So the purpose, the categories they are going to arrange. And another one is we should take the libraries. From the libraries also, always the book in individual categories. The alphabetically and the generic wise. Textbook are they are going to arrange in the libraries. And second one is autographics also that are category wise. Through the novels arranged in individual shelf, individual rows. Kids stories also they are going to arrange individual shelf, and the scientific fictions, scientific event also related textbook also will arrange in individual categories. to prepare and easily gather the knowledge. Next, it is nearly impossible to study all the living organisms through the arrangement and the categories of textbook, and in many things methods also they are going to arrange. So through the event, nearly impossible to study all the living organisms. It becomes necessary for some means methods to make the possible to the process, that is called the classifications. So classification is very essential for easy way for the connection information, easier for the collection of information. Classification, which means categorizing, which is categorizing, right? Okay. The classification is the process by which things are grouped and considered categories. It is based on easily observe the characters. The scientific terms used for this category that is called taxa, which is the classification. Another term is which is taxa. Taxa means divided or classified or arranged. That is which is taxa. Taxa is a singular. Taxon. Taxon means that is a singular word, arrange. Singular word, singular. Taxon is indicate the categories of different level of organisms. For example, you are taking animals from the animal kingdom, from the kingdom Animalia. The kingdom of Animalia, animals are classified in two categories. One is the unicellular animals. Unicellular animals. Second one is multicellular animals. Multicellular animals from the kingdom of Animalia, and in animal taxonomy, animals are classified in two categories. One is the unicellular animals. Second one is multicellular animals. Unicellular animals, again, we cannot classify furtherly because of it is only one category. It's a protozoan. What is the protozoan? It is a unicellular animals, right? But the multicellular animals are, it is various life forms. Various life forms. Multicellular animals are, for example, we are taking which is reptiles. Reptiles too, which is mammals. Which is mammals. Not only this category, and several categories there, which is multicellular animals are classified many categories, which is reptiles, mammals, and other avian species. Avian means bird populations, and another larval forms. Larval forms, otherwise called which is annelids. Annelids. Another category is that insect, that is called which is arthropods. Arthropoda. That is various categories which is animal classification. See, this is called which is kingdom of Animalia. It is including multicellular animals such as reptiles and mammals are. Further we have been classified, we can easily differentiate which is the reptile, which is the mammals. It is easy for observation and studying purpose. All living organisms can be classified at different taxa with science classifications. The term is taxonomy. What is taxonomy? Taxonomy means classification of organisms. That is the meaning is taxonomy. So taxonomy means the deep explanation I will do. Just listen. Taxonomy, which means classification of animals. So category wise, animals are going to easily classify. That is called a taxonomy. Understand? That may be a plant, that is called the plant taxonomy. That may be animal, that is called the animal taxonomy. You understand? Right. Next, what are the basis need for taxonomical studies? Animals and plants, we should classify either animals from plants. One classified with categories, different level or different categories. We should need some other key points and some other key characters we should know. Then only we can classify the animals and plants. First one is the basis of taxonomical studies. Taxonomical studies. Okay. So what are the key characters need for taxonomical studies? What are the key characters need for taxonomical studies? The first one is the organism, external and internal structure we should understand. The animal, external structure, and internal structure we should understand. Normally we can like to classify. See, external means morphological structure. Internal structure otherwise called anatomical structures. Anatomical structure. So, it is otherwise called morphological structure. Morphological structure, right? We should understand. Next, development process of organisms development, which is development process. Embryological development also we should understand. Okay, embryological development. Some animals are diploblastic animals. Some animals are diploblastic animals. See, this is embryonic developments. That is the embryological developments. Embryological development, and some other animals are behaviors, adaptations to locations. And many characters we should understand. That only we are going to classify the animals. Next is ecological information organism. Ecological information. So, what is the ecological information? Because the ecosystems are various categories. Desert ecosystem, river ecosystem, ocean ecosystem, seawater ecosystem, lake ecosystem, pond water ecosystem, grassland ecosystem, tropical zone ecosystem, and subtropical zone ecosystem. Various types of ecosystems are there. So, where they are habitat, I mean adapt. That characters we should need PC for the classifications. Next, all these characters is need purchase. Taxonomic process, we are going to categorize the animals. Next, the scientific stages that are basis for the taxonomicals. One is the characterizations, identifications, and nomenclature classifications. The scientific stage are what are the basic characters needed for classification? First one is categorizations. Next, identifications. Another one is nomenclature. Nomenclature means it's a scientific thing or find the scientific thing. That is called the nomenclature. It is essential for each organism. Next, classification. It is also need for taxonomy. So this all keywords are essential for animal taxonomy. Not only for animals and plant, but also you want to classify the plant. This all the key points are essential for classifying animals and plants also. Right? Next, the basis need for classifications. What are the other basic need for classification? What are the basic characters need for classification? First one is to identify the differentiate closely related species. Differentiate closely related species. Closely related species. For example, between the first point example, between the avian species, I mean bird populations, compare to one birds to another birds. What are the difference and what are the similarities? We should find out. Next one is we should take mammals, which is the mammals also we are going to compare. Meaning, okay, different types of mammals are there. Different types of mammals are there. Between the one mammals to other mammals, what are the difference and what are the similarities? We should find out. What is the meaning? To identify, differentiate closely related species. And the second point is to know okay, variation among the species. So what are the variations for between the species? What are the difference? What are the difference there? We should identify. Next, to understand the species evolution process. The species evolution process means where from origin. The ancestors we should define. Listen. Okay. To create the phylogenetic trees. So one more point. Evolution process means, for example, we are taking the aquatic organism adapted. Not see from the water to develop which is amphibian. Amphibians from the amphibian develop which is reptiles. From the reptiles are the origin which is avians. From the avians are developed which is mammals. Develop mammals, from the mammals develop which is human population. So this is evolution relationship. This is evolution relationship. So that evolution relationship we should understand. And only the organism. Okay. We are going to classify and our taxonomical rules wise we are going to categorize the species. So to create the phylogenetics among the different groups, which means I am already draw examples step by step. The phylogenetics. So phylogenetics means the evolution relationship diagram, which is animal population gradually develop from one organism develop from another organism. I already told you. Human beings are developed from mammals. Mammals are developed from avian species. Avian species are developed from reptiles. Reptiles are developed from amphibians. Amphibians are developed from aquatic organisms. So this is okay. Since all these animal categories and classifications, they are going to mention through the symbol, the specific symbol that is called phylogenetic trees. Phylogenetic trees. So to create the phylogenetic trees among the different groups. Second one is to connectly study the living organism. The connect characters, organism, animals, specific basic characters we should list out. Because then only we can easily understand the animals. So that is the basic need for classifications. Next, taxonomy and the systematic. Taxonomy and the systematic. Right. What is the meaning of just taxonomy? I already told you. Taxes. Taxonomy are that word we can separate two parts. One is the taxes. Taxes means arrangement. Arrangement. Norms. What is norms? So norms means law. So arrangement law. So taxonomy, which means arrangement of law. That is called right. So the living organisms among the classification, the classifications, description, and identifications, naming the organisms, including this characters, that is called taxonomy. So throughout the taxonomy, we are classified into two categories. One is the flora. Another one is fauna. Fauna means animal. Flora means a plant. Flora means plant. So according to taxonomical rules, the animals and plants they are going to divided. Okay, are arranged in categories. This even name is, this process is taxonomy and systematic, right? Including microorganisms also. See the taxonomy word, which is taxonomy word was first used by Augustine Pyramos de Candolle in 1830. The taxonomy word was given by Augustine Pyramos. Pyramos de Candolle. In 1830, the scientists described the term, which is taxonomy. So taxonomy is arrangement of organisms. The organisms are according to the rules, scientific rules which should arrange. That is called a taxonomy. The term was given by, the word given by Augustine Pyramos in the year of 1813. Taxonomy is a theoretical book studies. The classification will define the principles and the rules was given by the great scientist. Who is that? Aristotle. Aristotle, he was a father of world taxonomy. And the other one is, he was a father of zoology. Father of zoology and father of taxonomy. Father of taxonomy. Right. What is the meaning of the father of taxonomy? He was the first to classify the animals. Not only animals, plants also. So he was the father of biology. Who is that? Aristotle. He was awarded. He was the father of biology and the father of zoology and the father of taxonomy also, because of he was first classified the animals and plants, kingdom of Animalia, kingdom of plantae. Everything first designed by Aristotle. After that, taxonomical words are remodified by another scientist, Linnaeus, Carolus Linnaeus. He was given modern taxonomy. Okay, they are arranged and altered the key characters and find out many events from the taxonomical rules they are given to the public. So he was awarded, which is the Carolus Linnaeus, who was awarded. He was a father of modern taxonomy. Father of modern taxonomy. Right. Next one is that the systematic category sequence event we will discuss in this class. Dear students, please answer the topic. If you need any other clarifications,